Hi there, and welcome to 5 mistakes costing your skater ice time and how to avoid them. I really appreciate you being here. I know that there's all sorts of other things vying for your attention right now, and I'm going to make the next 40 minutes the most powerful tips I can give you so that you can help your skater improve their speed, stamina, and focus starting tonight. If you don't know me already, my name is Kim Lucart. I'm Hockey Mom RD. I am a hockey mom. Those are my sons, Robert and Duncan, back when they were much younger. Um, they were actually born in that order. The RD in Hockey Mom RD stands for Registered Dietitian and Robert and Duncan. I'm the author of Eat, Skate, Win, 7 Steps for Your Youth Ice Hockey Star to Eat Like a Champion. It's available on Amazon. And I am a speaker. Up in the right-hand corner there, I am at Patrick Steffen's PSHI Development Camp last June 2019 when I traveled there to give my Create a Championship Plate workshop to the skaters. My son Duncan was primarily a goalie throughout his years in youth ice hockey, and my son Robert was a forward and a center. So you're in the right place today. If you're tired of watching your skater get passed over by the coach during shift changes in a game, I know this very well. There's Robert waiting to get back in and play in the game. You're in the right place if you've tried everything you know to help your skater improve, but they're still stuck on that plateau. They can't seem to get more speed or have more stamina. Your skater starts off on fire, but then loses steam. Maybe they come out of the gate, first period, they're doing fantastic, but by 8 minutes into the second period, they start to lose their speed and it just keeps going downhill, and their stamina, they just can't keep up. You wonder if what they're eating is causing the problem. And you really want to help your skater be the best that they can be. On today's webinar, I'm going to give you the inside scoop on the 5 common mistakes most hockey players make. And by the end of the webinar, you're going to know how to avoid these mistakes. But coming up later, I'm going to share with you my Create a Championship Plate program and give you an opportunity to register for the program and work with me. And be sure to stick around so you find out how to receive your thank you bonus playbook. I'll tell you how to get that at the end of the webinar. 5 key takeaways for today. We're going to talk about your skaters' food choices and how their choices impact their performance on the ice. How to shop for your skater at the grocery store. How their energy can be increased not only during games, but during practices. I have a couple simple hacks I'm going to share with you. And I'm going to share the #1 mistake that most youth ice hockey players make that impacts their speed and stamina. And some NHL players make this mistake too. So mistake #1, nutrition and hockey performance. Yes, what your skater eats or doesn't eat impacts their performance on the ice. It impacts their hockey performance. So does your skater have a phone? I know almost all of them do. And I bet they never leave the house without making sure that it's on a full charge or they've got their charger handy, because that phone is their lifeline to their friends. And maybe even nowadays, it's their lifeline for their school assignments and what their teacher is telling them. And over on the right, your skater's body. Does your skater pay that close attention to their own body and making sure they are fully charged when they leave the house and they have something to keep them charged throughout the day? Not making time for breakfast is mistake #1. Skipping breakfast is equivalent to not charging their body's battery. No breakfast equals no energy, and breakfast provides your skater with 20 to 22% of the calories they need each day for optimum performance on the ice. When your skater makes time for breakfast, they're going to be more energized, less likely to be grumpy and hangry. You know, when the hungry and angries collide, and it's really bad when they're in their growing years. they're more focused, and they are less likely to get injuries. So here's a simple breakfast idea. I call it the grab and go breakfast. It's a mug-o cereal. Grab your favorite hockey mug, toss in some Cheerios or say some Rice Chex. You want to make sure it's a low sugar cereal. So look for 10 grams or less of sugar. 6 grams or less would be fantastic. Add some of your favorite fruit. 1 tablespoon of chia seeds to give your skaters some omegas, omega-3s, and your milk of choice. Add a spoon and out the door you go. And your skater can even make this at home when they are in between classes that they're learning online right now. Some other simple examples would be fruit and yogurt, fruit, milk, and a hard-boiled egg. And a championship breakfast contains a protein-rich food and a carbohydrate-rich food. Here's a real-life example. This is Ben Schultheis. I'll be sharing a little bit more about him later in the webinar. He was 16 when this picture was taken, and his mother let me know that he was the only one not doubled over from exhaustion and trying to catch his breath during the USHL Combine tryouts. Mistake number 2. This can happen at the grocery store when you ignore the food label because you just don't understand how to use all that information, or you lack time. You're just rushing, you go in and you need to grab your food. I'll take a sip of water real quick. The food label is absolutely loaded with information that can help you and your skater make hockey strong fueling choices in a pinch. So when you learn how to use what's on the food label, you avoid excess sugar, you help your skater avoid excess fat, excess artificial additives, or artificial additives can, across the board, artificial dyes and sweeteners. All of the above can negatively impact your skater's performance on the ice and their overall health. So here's an app I love. I would tell my students at East Carolina University about that, and when I was teaching college nutrition, it's called Food UK. You can download it from the App Store. It's free. And it allows you to be able to scan that barcode on the food, and you get a grade of how the food is, the sugar in it, the additives, and it also gives you options for other choices. So this helps you and your skater make better choices in a pinch. Say, like if you were stopping at, say, a Sheetz or some other quick pickup place on the way to the rink, and you wanted to pick the best protein bar, you would want to scan it and check it out. And a real life example is my son Duncan. When he was 13, I found out that he was allergic to yellow number 5. Now, no, it wasn't ever diagnosed, but I saw him struggling greatly when he was in his warm-up laps when practices started after summer. So I was thinking, it's conditioning, but what has he been eating? And a quick check, honestly, helped me see that I hadn't been the best hockey dietitian, hockey mom that I could be for my sons. And I did some research on yellow number 5, and I found out that all the way back in 1985, the FDA decided to add it to our food labels because it was identified as a food dye that could cause asthma-like symptoms in some. It can cause skin rashes, and it can cause tissue swelling. So I looked at what Duncan was eating and realized, boy, oh boy, he's consuming a lot of yellow 5 in the packaged foods. Did you know Doritos contain yellow number 5? And we did a complete overhaul, and it greatly helped him. And to this day, he's 18 now. If he starts wheezing and he's eaten something that he hasn't really paid that close attention to, something out of the box, he will ask, oh my gosh, did that have yellow 5 in it? Vitamins can have yellow 5 in it. Toothpaste can have yellow 5 in it. So it really helps to become a food label detective and an ingredient detective when you are picking out products for your skater. Mistake number 3, food choices and afternoon energy. Does your skater get so wrapped up in what they're doing? Maybe they're playing a video game and relaxing, spending time with friends, drawing, working on schoolwork, that they lose track of time and they forget to eat because it gets so wrapped up. My son Duncan, actually, this happens with him with his artwork. He gets in the zone and he gets so focused on his artwork that he forgets to eat, and I have to help remind him. Skipping snacks will decrease hockey performance. So you just learned that skipping breakfast is going to decrease your skater's overall caloric intake by 20 to 22%. Well, if you add skipping snacks to that, your skater has decreased their daily intake by 40%. That means they are only functioning with 60% of the calories that they need for the day. That is not going to help them perform well in a game or in practice. And it certainly isn't going to help them feel good. And their focus in the classroom is not going to be good either. So when you take time to prepare snacks, you save money. You don't have any more quick stops, or you have fewer quick stops at the convenience store or at the rink snack bar, which, nowadays, if your rink is open, they may or may not have their snack bar open. And at our rink in town, the only foods that are available in the snack bar are prepackaged foods, so nobody touches the food. So there's obviously no pizza in our rink's snack bar right now. You save time and you're more organized. You'll feel more confident knowing that your skater is fueled for success. You are helping your skater learn how to create their championship plate so they can practice these tips and make them their own as they move forward in their hockey career. And your skater is going to have more energy overall. Here's a make in advance snack that I actually taught the skaters at the hockey camp to make. They loved it. They actually gave them Ziploc bags, and they had the rice checks, the small boxes of raisins, and the bag of the pretzels, and they all measured out 1 cup of rice check cereal. They took a box of raisins, and if you have a bulk box of raisins at home, just measure out 2 to 3 tablespoons of raisins, and then 10 mini pretzel twists. And they can break up these pretzel twists in the mix, store it in a Ziploc bag, and it makes a great snack for the 1 hour before ice time. So your skater could actually make up this snack. You could have several bags organized in your pantry. You can have some water bottles or their water tumbler close by. And when you're ready to go to practice, they have the snack already ready. Now that's if you have to drive an hour to get to practice. If you're right in town, it's a great hour before. That's the perfect time. It is a carbohydrate-rich snack, low in fiber, low in fat, and low in protein. Some more snack ideas would include homemade hummus or hummus and sliced cucumbers, yogurt and granola, fresh fruit kebabs. You can buy the fruit already chopped up, and your skater can just put them together on the skewers that you can find in the baking aisle, or you can chop them up yourself, and your skater can help you put them together. A homemade frozen fruit bowl. These are Robert's favorite. This is actually a picture of one of the bowls he made a few years back. You want to peel and slice fresh bananas and freeze them to give the ice cream-like consistency. And what I do is I buy discounted bananas because they're going to be sweeter when they have the brown spots on them, when they have the freckles on them. And I peel them and I slice them. I put them on a cookie sheet and I place them in the freezer until they're rock solid like an ice cube. And then I store them in a big Ziploc bag. And when it's time to make a frozen fruit bowl, I have frozen strawberries, frozen blueberries, and frozen bananas that I toss into a 3-cup Cuisinart mixer. And it blends up to the consistency of like frozen yogurt, maybe a little bit not so thick, but it really has a nice ice cream-like consistency. And then you can top that with some granola and some more fresh fruit. Robert actually loves these for snacks and for breakfasts. And low-fat cheese stick and some fruit is another great fruit option. Now, all of these snack choices vary in protein and in fiber, so the timing is going to be very important. And that is something that we go over and you will learn in the Create a Championship Plate program. And the next step is becoming a fat detective. Fat is in so many foods you wouldn't think, and fat can be a real detriment to your skater's performance. Protein bar, a biscuit, granola cereal, croissants, and pizza, just to name a few, and of course donuts. Fat and food before ice time is going to slow them down. It is just like lacing on cinder blocks. They are not going to have the speed, stamina, and they are not going to have the focus they need to be at their best during practice or a game. So here's a simple math trick I love to teach my skaters in the Creative Championship Plate program. You're going to look at the food label, and for every 100 calories you see in the serving size, you don't want any more than 3 grams of fat. So don't worry, I have an example for you. So here are one of my favorite Clif bars, white chocolate macadamia Clif bar. So you'll see on the left, there's 240 calories in this bar. And then there are 5 grams of total fat. So remembering what you just learned, for every 100 calories, you can have 3 grams of fat or less. So if this bar was just 200 calories, you could have 6 grams of fat. But this bar is a little bit over 200 calories, and it contains 5 grams of fat. So if my memory is correct, I believe this bar is about 18%. If you love math, like I do, and you want to take it a step further, you can see across from where you see the calories for 240, you'll see the calories from fat are 45. So the little math equation is you divide your calories from fat by your total calories, multiply that answer by 100, and that gives you the true percentage of fat in the snack or the cracker or the food that you buy. Any packaged food is going to have a label on it. And you can use the same trick when you're looking up menu items before you go out to eat. That's something that I help skaters learn how to do, is how to pull up a menu online and make the hockey strong choices, say if they're eating at Chipotle or Subway. Those are 2 favorites, and even Chick-fil-A. But I want to caution you against, see over in the percent daily value, 8% is not the fat percentage in the bar. 8% is the percentage of fat that if your skater eats that 1 bar, they're consuming 8% of the fat that they need for the day. And here's a real life fat example. So this hockey mom is a very science-based hockey mom. She said, I joined the program not thinking in my mind that I would really learn anything I didn't already know. I'm so happy I found your program. After following your dietary recommendations for 2 weeks, we slipped and had a pizza night on the night prior to a late scrimmage. She was a little bit concerned, but her P-way thought, no problem, Mom. I've got an hour and a half before I have to play. I've got plenty of time to eat a slice of pizza, some garlic knots, and some pasta. Well, that was a lot. And he did not feel good on the ice. He had some cramps, and his dad, who's the assistant coach, told his wife, yeah, he didn't really do that well. So that conversation made her realize that even her 11-year-old son at the time understood that what he ate had an impact on how he played and how he felt on the ice. And this young man is now 14 in the 9th grade, and he and his mom are a current member of the Creative Championship Plate program. And mistake number 5, this is a mistake that even some NHL players make. You don't want to make this mistake. It's not making hydration a priority. And with that, let me take another sip. Water is the most indispensable nutrient. We cannot live without it. Our muscles are 79% water. The brain is 75% water. Speed, stamina, and focus will suffer when hydration is neglected. So here's a tip you can try. And sometimes when I do this with my skaters, my private skaters and the skaters in the Creative Championship Plate program, sometimes they balk at it and they're like, I don't want to drink water, first thing in the morning. But really get them in the habit of hydrating in the morning and start with just 4 ounces. If your skater is struggling and doesn't want to do this, show them how small 4 ounces really is. It's just a cup. I mean, it's just a half a cup. I remember when I I approached this subject with a hockey mom just last year, and her son thought, "Oh, I don't want to drink water in the morning." And then when she showed him the size it was, he realized it was just really like a gulp of water or 2 gulps of water. It wasn't a big deal, and he started practicing it. This is going to establish a morning hydrating habit, and it's going to be very, very important for their success. And obviously carry a water bottle with you, and nowadays that's a no-brainer because our water fountains are not available to us. And here's another real life situation that came up with one of my skaters who's actually still in the Creative Championship Plate program, but I started working with him when he was 10 and a half or 11. He didn't want to drink water in the morning, and he finally got in the habit of doing it. And then a couple years later, when he was taking one of my other courses, his mom said, when he got in the car, I asked him how he thought he did. He just looked down. I said, you didn't drink enough water at school, did you? And he admitted he didn't. And she knew that he had taken his phone to school. See, he was getting distracted. And he wasn't paying attention to what his body needed so that he could perform his best in his afternoon practice. And at this time, he was at a hockey academy. And he agreed. And he said he could tell the difference in his energy and strength, and that he will focus on his fueling moving forward. I believe this happened when this young man was about 12 or 13. He is actually in the 9th grade now, and he is one of my 14-year-olds in the Creative Championship Plate program. So are you starting to see how making small changes can create great success on the ice? This is, yeah, I have a lot of 14-year-olds in the Creative Championship Plate program. This 14-year-old and his dad joined the program this summer, and Brendan was awarded a contract to play with the U14 Sioux Falls Powers, a AAA team, and he was super excited about that, so proud of him. He actually played his first game over the past weekend. And here's Ben. Remember the skater I said I was going to tell you more about? This is Ben. I worked with him first when he was 16, and he was preparing for the USHL Combines. He actually went on to play 3 years in juniors. He played 2 years in the NAHL with the Minnesota Magicians, and he went on to play with the USHL Dubuque Fighting Saints, and he did spend a little time with the Green Bay Gamblers. Here is his commitment announcement over on the right-hand side, and on the left-hand side, his mother sent me this last summer. Hey there, Ben got invited to the Predators Prospect Camp, and will be starting the USHL in Dubuque this season. His body fat came down from 18 to 13 this year. Thanks for all your help in getting Ben started on his nutrition path. What's super cool about Ben being able to go to the Nashville Predators development camp is that he grew up as a junior Predator. So it was really neat that he, as a young man, was able to go back and skate on the ice where he skated when he was little and dreamed of being a bigger hockey player. Not only that, he was on the NHL draft list in 2018, and after that draft, he was invited to the Anaheim Ducks development camp. So he has really gone a long way, and this fall, this season, this year actually, he is on a full ride scholarship to Ferris State Bulldogs. He's playing D1 ice hockey. Here's a young man that took my Creative Championship Plate course a couple years ago. He still applies what he learned, and he made the Chicago Young Americans this past summer. He was a skater like many who didn't think it would make a difference. And then when he started practicing, he realized that it made a difference and wanted to keep doing what he had learned in the course. And Matt Peterson, he was my very, very first goalie to go through my only 4-week Creative Championship Plate program back in 2016. I just was doing a very short version of it. But he has gone on to play in juniors. He's a second year in the USPHL. He's playing for the Boston Bandits this year, and last year he played for the Junior Utica Comets. And his dad sent me an announcement when he had his first debut in juniors last year, and stated he posted his first career start, first career win, and first career shutout. And Matt has always had the motto, if you want to be the best, train like the best, work like the best, and most of all, eat like the best. And Mark, Matt's dad, says, thank you for all your support through the years. Matt has learned how, what, and when to eat from Kim. This is him at the Elite Edge Showcase. This was actually this past summer. Matt's dad, sent me this picture. He actually posted it in a Facebook group. And then there's David. I met David over the phone when he was just 11. His voice hadn't even changed yet. So the summer that he turned 12, his mom worked with me for a little while, and then she joined my programs that I ran, and now she's also back in the Creative Championship Plate program. And she said, thanks, Kim. I'm not sure if we would be on the junior path if we hadn't found you. And her son, David, is a senior in high school. He's billeting out in Wisconsin, and he's playing his first year in the NA3HL for the Warsaw River Wolves. So let me go ahead and announce my Creative Championship Plate group coaching program. It is now much more in-depth and longer than my original 4-week program. This is Ro. He's the youngest member of the Creative Championship Plate program. He's only 8. And his mother loves my program. She said, your program rocks. It's such a great way to learn and support our hockey kids. Thank you. Ro, at 8, he'll be 9 sometime this fall, is learning how to eat before his practices, and he's noticing a difference. And then there's Andrew, who's 14. He's actually right in the middle of tryouts. As I record this, he's on a 4 or 5 day tryout session. And before his tryouts, we did another 3-day review. And that's something that I do with parents and skaters. When you first join the program, you submit a 3-day food log, and then I give you my feedback, and I show you what needs to change to help your skater improve. You also have the option to get on a call with me if you would like, and we can go over it, and you can ask me questions. And she says, she wrote this during the pre-skate practices that her son was having before tryouts. She said, Andrew says the rest of the kids are complaining about how out of shape and tired they are, but he's definitely still got some gas left in the tank even after running the hard drills, skating drills. He agrees that the cross country, targeted nutrition, and 3 times a week CrossFit workouts are what's fueling his endurance. He's my multi-sport athlete. And so yes, during the shutdown, he was still running. So he had an advantage over the majority of the skaters. And his mother joined my program back in May. So we had all summer to work on his nutrition and get him up to speed for his tryouts. So something to remember, that it's not just when your skater's playing hockey that it's important to focus on their hockey nutrition. They are a growing youth athlete, and focusing on their nutrition year round is going to help them on the ice and in the classroom. Because remember back when I shared that Ben was on a full ride, I am confident that how he changed his diet helped him perform better in the classroom, because you don't earn a scholarship to play any sport if you're not smart and a really great athlete. Now imagine if you had no worries and confusion about how to fuel your skater with easy to follow fueling handouts. You could eliminate the confusion of what to eat before a game or practice and give your skater a turbo boost of energy by using checklists and meal templates. You are always prepared when traveling to the rink with pre-skate snacks and hydration for your skater. This is part of the Creative Championship Plate program. I do my best to make it as simple as I can for you so that you can focus on what you need to do, and I am your hockey dietitian. I will show you how to guide your skater in making simple and easy changes in their meals and snacks to increase their speed and stamina. Throughout the course, we will create your skater's meal plan template. A couple times during your program, we will actually meet and do another 3-day food log. This is good to do several times during the year, about 3 times during the year, to see how they're performing, because your skater is going to grow. Your skater starts the season at one height and ends the season at another height, and they may be playing at a higher level midway or towards the end of the season, and that is going to change their hockey nutrition requirements. And by the end of the course, you will have a power play of knowledge to give your skater the champion's advantage each time they step on the ice. Plus, your skater will have practiced and learned this information, and they make it their own, just like Ben did and Matt did and David did. They make it their own. No one can take it from them. It's theirs, and they continue to improve. And this is the little goalie's mom. He was actually diagnosed with ADHD, as many skaters that I work with have been. And he was taking medicine for 1.5 years. And they had already cut out the sugars, well, they had limited the sugars, dyes, and preservatives. And she says, Kim helped us find the right combination of nutritional things to make him successful without meds on and off the ice. And that was just super, super neat to read, because that was truly one of her goals when she joined my program, was to either be able to decrease his medicine with his nutrition changes, or for him to get off it completely. So I don't make any promises. Every skater is a case-by-case basis, but we work together on your skater's nutrition so that they can be the best that they can be. And if they are taking some type of medication that's able to be lessened, then we will see if the nutrition can do that. And usually it can help. So when you enroll, you can ask me specific questions about your skater in real time. We'll have a face-to-face conversation with the other hockey parents in my bi-monthly group coaching call. So it's just like we're talking at the rink, in between periods, of course, so we don't miss anything on the ice. You'll have immediate access to my hockey nutrition information in my Youth Ice Hockey Nutrition Academy. It's all in one place. You don't have to go out on the internet searching for it. It's right there. And if you have a question about what you're reading, or your skater has a question, you just come into the Facebook group and ask me a question. You can type me a question 24/7 and I will answer it. Now, I am on East Coast time. So if you're, say, in the UK or you're on West Coast time, I might not see it till I get up in the morning, but I usually try to answer these questions within 24 hours. And you have exclusive access to me. I'm a specialist. I'm a hockey dietitian. I have raised 2 hockey players, and I have helped and coached with my nutrition created championship plate fueling system. I have helped skaters make it all the way to D1 hockey, get noticed and get on the NHL list, attend 2 NHL development camps, and play in the juniors at various levels. So I would love the opportunity to work with your skater too. So I know you're asking yourself, what's the cost? Well, normally my year-long program, which comes with lifetime membership, is $19.97. But today, because you're watching this call, you can join for $9.97. And I do have a payment plan. Now, there's some frequently asked questions that parents come up with. A lot of times people will say, I don't have time. They're afraid that it's going to be like they're back in college. It's not. The modules are short. You have me to ask questions, and I've created checklists, templates, handouts to help you maximize your time and help your skater get results. Or maybe you're thinking, my goalie is only 12. Do I really need to focus on hockey nutrition right now? Well, yes, because as I told you, I shared with you, skaters in the Created Championship Plate course are between the ages of 8 and 17. Skaters are working on it now. They are starting to realize that it is important for their performance on the ice. Not only that, your youth ice hockey player is a growing youth athlete. So they need more calories on a daily basis than someone of the same age, because they have that extra added activity. And we want to make sure that they're continuing to reach their developmental milestones, that they're continuing to grow during this time. Because if your skater is working out so hard and they're not eating enough, there's a chance they could stop growing. I've seen it happen only once, But you really want to make sure that during the growth years, they are eating enough so that they can maximize their potential on the ice and they maximize their growth potential. Or maybe you're feeling, I feed my skater every day. I think I know what I'm doing. Am I really going to learn anything new from you? And this is a favorite question of mine because it's great when you come to my program already knowing nutrition. And I've had a hockey mom just like that. She was very bold and said, hey, I don't think I'm going to learn anything from your program. I'm working the science. I fact check everything. I've got this. But yet, after she got results with her skater in my 4-week Creative Championship Plate program way back when he was 11, she decided to keep me in her back pocket as her go-to hockey nutrition source. And maybe you're thinking, I can't justify spending money right now. It's tight for a lot of people. I get it. But your skater's going to continue to play hockey, right? They're going to continue to have those association fees each year, travel fees, new jerseys, new equipment, travel to and from the rink, hotel bills. Guess what? All of those are always going to be there every single year. You're going to have those expenses as long as your skater is in youth ice hockey. But this program comes with a lifetime membership. You join once. Say you decide to join this year. They're 14. Well, next year they're going to be 15. Hopefully we'll be traveling a lot more next year, but you won't be investing in hockey nutrition again. You will have already paid for their hockey nutrition for them to have, say, from 9th grade through 12th grade. I'll be with you when they are going to their combines, when they are trying out, when they're sick. You know, there's many different things that happen that need nutrition intervention. And like I said earlier, I'd love to be your hockey dietitian. So I want you to click on the link in the chat and enroll today and help your skater start earning more ice time. So when you enroll, again, you'll be able to see me face to face in our group coaching calls and ask me questions just like we were at the rink. You're going to have immediate access to my hockey nutrition information all in one nice little place. And if you have questions, you just come into the Facebook group and post your questions and I will answer them. And you have exclusive access to me. I will be your hockey dietitian for the duration of your skater's hockey career. So all of the NHL players, all the NHL teams have a hockey dietitian. And now I can be your hockey dietitian too. Not to mention, like I said, you have lifetime access to the program. So next year, you don't pay again. You're still in the closed Facebook group where you can ask me questions. You still have access to all the hockey nutrition information in my Youth Ice Hockey Nutrition Academy, which I will be uploading more new information. So it's not just like you get the beginning part, you get all the updates in the years to come. And you are in my private Facebook group. All of that is still included for the one price you will pay when you join today. So after you register, you're going to receive an email telling you how to have access to the Creative Championship Plate course, which is in my Youth Ice Hockey Nutrition Academy. You'll receive an email from me with an invitation to join our private Facebook group. Your skater can start practicing how to use the Creative Championship Plate fueling system. Go ahead and watch the first module, Module 1 on speed. They can watch it, they can take notes, they can try the information, and if they're like the majority of the other skaters who've tried it, they will get results. And you'll have the peace of mind knowing that you have me as your hockey dietitian right in your back pocket. I am your resource. You don't have to do it all alone anymore. So click on the link, and when you join today, we're going to go ahead and schedule your face-off call with me. This is where we will create your skater's meal plan template. It's your GPS for hockey nutrition and for hockey success throughout the year. And let me leave you with this. This is the mom who thought she wouldn't learn anything from me. She has a lot of science knowledge. I'm someone who did a project in the 7th grade on the effect of food, colors, and additives on behavior in children. I spent hours and hours on this. It shaped my life. Excuse me. When it came to food. So when she had children, she was determined to use all natural dyes and all natural sweeteners to make her children's food. And she says, I joined the 4-week program, not thinking in my mind that I would not learn anything I didn't already know. I work in an academic environment and always fact check everything. I am by nature a person who does not believe what they read or hear. I need evidence. I am so happy I found your program, and I am so happy that this mom is still working with me, and her son's in the 9th grade, and we will be working with him all the way through high school, and she paid for the program once. Now there's 2 bonuses. Like I said, when you enroll today or when you're the first 10 in my program, you're going to receive a face-off call when that is where we're going to create your skater's meal plan template. Now, if you're still here, thank you, and let me leave you with this. There's 3 reasons why you should enroll in the Create a Championship Play program. You want to save time. You want to give your skater the advantage, not only now, but in years to come. And you are ready to have me, a youth ice hockey nutrition expert, on your team for this year and just with your skater moving forward. I honestly can't promise how long I'm going to be making this program a lifetime membership, but until I decide, I'm keeping it a lifetime membership because I want you to continue to have access to me to ask me those questions so your skater can continue to advance and achieve their goals, because I know they have goals. Now, when you enroll today and you pay in full, I'm going to give you 1 private coaching session each month for a year. So in addition to the group coaching calls where you can ask me questions face-to-face with the other hockey parents, and in addition to being able to post questions in our closed Facebook group, which I will answer, you're going to have the opportunity to work with me face-to-face, just like this, once a month. I'll send you my calendar schedule for my appointment times. You'll schedule your time, and we'll get on and we'll talk about how your skater's doing. And we can create your skater's tournament plan. We can create your skater's meal plan. We can look at it. We can make sure, talk about how they're doing. We can tweak the plan so that they can move to that next level. So I'd really love to be your hockey dietitian. So go ahead and click on the chat and let's do this. Go ahead and get started today. I will welcome you into the group, and you can start looking at them, reading and listening to the modules and downloading the worksheets today. Thank you so much for spending time with me. This is Kim Lucard, Hockey Mom RD. Happy skating till next time.